Now, the PlayStation 5 has been out for quite some time now, and this makes Sony's first limited edition release for this new generation of consoles. They did release the standalone plates and controller, and while those would make your existing PlayStation 5 the same as this, those aren't nearly as easy to get a hold of, in part by demand as well as scalpers. But today I'll be diving into the unboxing, setup of this console, alongside some gaming and a brief overview of the PlayStation 5. The PS5 is easily a great console to check out if you're new to the console space or even transitioning from an older gaming PC. But jumping right into this special edition PS5, we can see on the box we have some updated graphics showcasing the hyped and upcoming Spider-Man 2 game, which is a PlayStation 5 only exclusive. If you do have a PS4, unfortunately it won't be available. We also have badges showcasing that this pushes an 8K image, which is only for media, as well as a 4K 120Hz image for gaming, as well as HDR. Awesomely, we can see Venom on the back end getting his ass whooped by Miles and Peter, so we'll know he'll be making an appearance in the game. Jumping into the unboxing though, we do have all the accessories, which includes the AC power cord, the vertical and horizontal stand, an HDMI 2.1 cable, the Type A to C cable for controller charging, alongside the console itself. But special to this package, of course, is you do receive a digital code for the upcoming Spider-Man game, which does release in October. Now, coming down to the PS5 itself, it really does look awesome, and I think the scalpers know that too, considering again the plates are impossible to find. Looking at the design though, the PS5 itself pulls story elements from the upcoming game, showcasing the symbiote attaching to Spider-Man himself. On one side we have an all-black plate with the white Spider-Man logo, and on the other side you have a red plate getting taken over by the black symbiote. And honestly, this looks freaking badass. And in terms of ports, just like the regular PS5, you have an Ethernet port, HDMI 2.1 port, the power port, and two USB-A ports on the back end. On the front end, you also have a Type-C port, a USB-A port, as well as the power and eject buttons. I would have loved to see the center have a matte black finish, but overall the entire package looks incredible. I might end up just throwing down a skin on this to make the center matte black. And just like the PS5 itself, the limited edition controller is also refreshed with a similar design, showing the symbiote taking over. I might be digging into this a little bit too much, but the D-pad is all blacked out, being fully taken over by the symbiote, and on the red side the buttons are still white, not having yet been taken over. That, or it's simply a design choice. Either way, I really dig how this looks, and it does match the PS5 perfectly. I will say the shades are a little bit different from one another, but you really have to be looking for it. This is my first ever limited edition console, so I'm definitely here for it. The controller will still have all the same features like haptic feedback, a microphone and speaker, as well as the adaptive triggers, which are my absolute favorite. And just like the regular PS5 controllers, if you look super close, you still have the micro PlayStation symbols, which is always a nice touch from Sony. And here's the special edition PS5 compared to the stock white plates, as well as some Amazon dark plates. Personally, I love the blacked out PlayStation look, but this does make the PS5 seem a little bit more special. But let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. Outside of that, it still is a regular PlayStation 5 and will do everything else you might expect from the new generation. And trust me, I still find this incredible. And one of the things that sets PlayStation apart from Xbox or PC gaming are definitely the exclusives. Of course, you have the upcoming Spider-Man 2 and the massively popular games like God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon, and loads more. If you haven't jumped into the new generation of console gaming yet, it truly is a sight to behold. Gaming on 4K displays has never looked better, especially with features like HDR, VRR, and ALLM. A lot of titles take great advantage of these new features, and there really is something so awesome about playing at 120Hz at 4K. I don't personally care whether it's a native 4K or upsampled, downsampled, whatever, because all that really matters is simply how good these games look when you're playing it. It'll always look good regardless of how many times you're getting absolutely annihilated by 12-year-olds. Each day my PlayStation 5 pulls me away from my PC a little bit more and more, simply for the overall experience. With supported ray tracing, HDR, VRR, and the DualSense experience, it's hard not to have a good time while gaming. And even if you're not gaming at a TV, the desk experience is equally badass. I've gone from playing on my 55-inch C2 OLED to my 27-inch 1440p OLED monitor, and both give me a brilliant time. And what truly used to be a weak point for the PlayStation when it first launched was PlayStation Plus, when it was two separate services, but now there is a whole lot of value. I'm still bummed they've recently jacked up the price, but personally I still get a whole lot from it despite the increase. And even a year and a bit later, PlayStation Plus has changed immensely, bringing new games each and every month. For myself, I'm still having a great time in Chivalry 2. This game is practically medieval Call of Duty mixed with wrestling. I just kicked this guy in the throat and continued to beat off 3 dudes. Each month, you can add new games to your library to play apart from the immense backlog of AAA titles. And if you're a senior citizen like myself, this is practically like having a Blockbuster in your PlayStation and you don't even need to return the games. I freaking love it. Now in terms of storage, this console does come with 825 gigs with only 667 gigs usable. It's an okay amount, but the way games are going nowadays, you still might fill this up rather easily. In my case, since PlayStation Plus exists, alongside my own library of games, I definitely needed to expand my storage, which is luckily super easy. In my case, I did pick up this SSD with a heatsink, which installs in under 10 minutes. Simply remove your plate, open the SSD bay, screw it in, and you're good to go. I think it'll be another while before I need to increase my console storage, but right now the PS5 can take up to 4 terabytes of SSD storage. And if you're looking for an additional excuse to get a PS5 if you haven't already, lean on the fact that it's still an all-in-one entertainment system. You can watch content across all the popular apps like Netflix, Disney+, Twitch, Amazon, and others. And I honestly don't know who the hell is rocking an 8K TV, but it's pretty dope that the PS5 can put out an 8K image. Either way, 4K HDR content is always great for myself. Lately I've been watching The Bear, which is actually kind of stressing me out. I also really dig the music apps on here. It's just super handy to play tunes through my big ass TV speakers and it really sounds great. And that's the special edition Spider-Man PlayStation 5. Most of what I spoke about is just about the PlayStation 5 itself, but if you're looking to get your first PS5 or you're curious about the console gaming experience overall, now is definitely a good time to give it a go. For myself, I'll keep gaming and getting absolutely wrecked. Either way, it'll be a good time until Spider-Man 2 releases. Anyways, that's been it. Thanks for watching. Till next time.